Hey folks, thanks for tuning in again to the channel. Today we have the E-flite Cirrus SR22T. This is the V1. They just came out with another edition of this probably a year or so ago, and it's the red version. As you can see, this is the light blue version, so this is the version 1. It is a 1.5 meter wingspan, which is 60 inches, and this is a officially licensed scale replica of the Cirrus 6th generation. So very cool plane. Now I just want to quickly point out a couple differences. The airframe is the same on the newer version, the red and white one, as it is with the V1. This is the V1, but this one only accepts a 3S battery, and on the new one you can run 3 and 4S. So 3S, 4S, I think they say 2200 to 3000 or so, or 3200 on the new V2. This one is only recommended for a 3S. One information says 2000 milliamp, but I think what they mean is 2200 milliamp up to 3000 milliamp. So anyway, I really like it. This is not the newer version, but the airframe is the same, and I wanted to show you. So it does come with a BL10 E-flite brushless motor and a 40 amp ESC. And my friend that I got this from, Tim, actually upgraded it to I forget what he upgraded it to, but it's still a 3-cell motor, but I forget, it's like an off-brand. It's not an E-flite motor. Gave it a little more power, but I'm mostly going to demonstrate the airframe, and I've really grown to like it. So I like how you can open up the hatch, and you'll see in here it's nice and wide open. Has a scale, a little bit of a scale dash in there, just paper, and then we have a pilot over on this side and some seats in there. See, it's kind of open if you want to get in there and do something. It just has some magnets on either side to connect it and hold it down. I know I was under the impression when I first got this one and the newer version that these magnets were conductive for an interior light. Well, that's a good idea, but that's not how they're set up. The interior light's actually back in here, and maybe we'll show that to you on another flight in the evening. But it lights up really well. It's got a nice lot of scale details, some antennas, some little handles. Back here in the back, show you, it's even got these little steps in the back, which is pretty cool, and a antenna on the bottom. All right, so inside there's their 40 amp. This is actually a 50 amp ESC, so this one's already been upgraded. So this has a little bit different power system in it. There's the older receiver, AR636A. It does have safe even on the V1 edition. And I'm running the Spectrum 2200 milliamp 3S 50C pack. And I don't recommend this, but I'm running the EC3 on a XT60. Let's turn our radio on. Get carried away talking and forget to turn the radio on. So I already got it programmed in. This is not a maiden flight. I've flown it quite a bit, but just now got a chance to shoot a video. They say on the recommended flight time is about 6 to 8 minutes. I have my timer set for 8 minutes, and we'll try not to fly the full 8 minutes. There it is. It's doing the safe dance. I do like this because it's very open. Once you take the hatch off, it's very open. And then I'm not going to take it off right now, but this also is very easy to pop off. You need to take the spinner and the prop off that way. And then this slides right off the end, so you can access the whole top side of this. So that part of it I like. The only part that I don't like is the fact that your floor panel's in here, so it doesn't give you much room to upsize your battery. I really feel like this airframe could handle a lot heavier battery. This would be a good candidate for FPV if you wanted to pull the windshields out of it. Put a camera in there. You could have 2 canopies, one with FPV and one without if you wanted to do scale flying. And if you pulled the interior out, you could carve this. I mean, anything's possible if you want to customize it, but I do not like aircrafts where your battery bay is limited by limiting the size of your pack. So anyway, all right, it's pretty cold out here. I forgot to check the temperature. I think it's probably, I don't know, what do you think it is? Probably in the 20. Well, it's probably below 20. I think it was 20 some before the sun went in, and I measured on the wind speedometer that it was like gusting up to 17. So this is not going to fly as stable as what it normally would on a calm summer day, but wanted to show you how it flies, and I've really grown to enjoy it. So run on the NX8. There is a bind and fly profile already in the radio, so you can just bind it to the newer profile and it'll work. The newer version, the V2, has telemetry, and this one doesn't. So throttle cut off. We got a little bit of snow on the runway. Oh, it's pulling me around. Actually wanted to taxi a little bit farther. Let's see. Uh-oh. It's not going to let it turn around. We got a pretty good amount of wind. Just wanted to taxi it down there and take off a little bit cross runway. Really wanting to crab. It's sliding around. So let's see. Throttle cut off. Let me set my timer. And here we go. Taking off full flaps. I'm going to put it in safe because it's kind of choppy. Beautiful. Off into the sunset. Forgot to give you an up close look at the scale lighting on it. But maybe save that for evening flight. Still running full flaps. This plane is really floaty. I have a friend that did very minimal training on the flight simulator and then used this as his first airplane. And he did really good with it. The landing gear are not as stout as some trainer airplanes, but it's very floaty, handles very well. That's almost hands off with safe. Just kind of crabbing into the wind a little bit. See how the lights really stand out. All right. Due to the fact that it's really cold, I told my wife to remind me not to fly really long. I know we like the nice long videos, but she doesn't have gloves on trying to operate the camera, and it's not really fair to her. So I'm doing full flaps. Just want to show you about how slow it'll go. Again, this is pretty good winds, gusting up to 17, but not, I don't know if it's quite 17 right now. Look at that, it's almost hovering. See if you can point over to the windsock and look at the windsock. It's just standing straight out and the airplane's just kind of hovering. So this is not very scale. You're not going to fly around and hover this thing. It's pretty windy. All right, I'm going to pull out of flaps. Now I'll do a speed pass into the wind just because, but this is, again, not the stock power system. There's full throttle. Take it out of safe. Very maneuverable. Let's see. There's out of safe. Forgot which switch it was on. You can do some sport flying. It's very mild aerobatics with it. I don't think you're really going to hover it unless you got 17-mile-an-hour winds. Why not? Let's see if we can hover it. Well, it's just going to want to hover horizontally. Yeah, it's not really meant to. It doesn't have the authority. But it's got good roll rate. Let's see if we can do a loop. Bring it back this way. Let me show you the roll rate. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to kick it back in safe. My fingers are going numb, and I'm sure my wife's are. So let's bring it in. Full flaps again. Now this plane does come in pretty slow on a calm day, but this is obviously going to come in a whole lot slower because we've got really good headwind. So don't plan on bringing it in and almost stalling it out. Touch it in there. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's just show them the lights real quick. Got the throttle cut on. That was about a 4-minute flight. Show you the little lights on the front. They're very, very bright. It's got a few landing light, or no, just one LED landing light here. Little belly light. I wouldn't mind having a one on top of the rudder or the back. I fly this some at night. Actually, I maidened it at night, and it's lights up pretty well, but sometimes it can be a little difficult. See if you can show them the interior light inside. Maybe through the front or the side might be you can kind of see it's just like a dome light, a little LED dome light. Here. There it is. Oh, can you see it? Yeah, kind of. All right, anyway, I'll show you the flaps real quick. I forget what they call this, but I like these kind of flaps. Just very scale. So anyway, check it out. Like I said, the V1s are hard to find, especially in good shape. I got this from my buddy Tim, and every time he flew it or I saw it, I admired it. And finally ended up getting it off of him. So they have the V2 version, which is all the same plane, just has some more bells and whistles and has full telemetry. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed. A lot of people that watch my videos are not subscribed. So take the time to subscribe and comment if you think something's interesting or you got a question. And feel free to share it with a friend that you think would enjoy it. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next video.